Good morning. It's a buoyant day of trade for the equity markets here in India, and that's on account of a couple of factors. Now, the first one, of course, is that there was no negative surprise in the FOMC meeting or the outcome of the FOMC meeting that was announced yesterday. Yes, tapering could start at the end of this year, but there was consensus in that a lot more has to be done to support the US economy. That's essentially what the Fed chair had to say. And that's had a very positive effect on the US equity market, and the rub-off effect is visible in our markets as well. The other factor globally, of course, is the blowing over of what could have been a storm in Evergrande, because the announcement yesterday was that they will pay their dues in terms of the bond payments that were due, and the company is trying to reassure shareholders that all is not lost with Evergrande. So those two factors globally are playing out. Here in India, take a look at the headline numbers. You have the Nifty 50 that's gaining nearly 1%. It's trading above 17,700 at this juncture. You have the Sensex that's gaining close to 550 points at 59,475. So really that 60,000 mark is not too far away for the Sensex at this juncture. You have the broader markets also that continue to outperform like they did yesterday. You had the mid cap index that's gaining about 1.4% and the small cap index that's up about 1% or so. Now, besides that, let me take you through a few of the names. You have Coal India, Tata Motors, Bajaj Finserv, Axis Bank, SBI that are doing particularly well in trade. IndusInd Bank also gaining over 2%, NTPC over 2%, and then you have the likes of Tata Steel and Hindalco, the metal pack, also doing quite well in trade. Reliance Industries looking strong, gaining about 1.4%, and only three losers on the Nifty 50 at this juncture. Britannia losing about 1/3%, HDFC Life down about 0.2%, and that's about it. That's in fact the third stock has just turned positive as I look at the screen right now. And really, if you talk about it, if yesterday was a day for the media stocks, today is a day for the realty index as a whole. It's gaining over 5% at this juncture, and quite a few of those names have been absolutely roaring in trade for the past several weeks. That continues to be the case. A lot of positivity around the residential space here in India. A few of the other sectors to bear in mind: you have the metal, like I mentioned, PAC gaining about 1.7% or so. Finance as a whole is gaining over 1%. Energy, and that is reflective of what Reliance Industries is doing, is gaining over 1% also. Auto as a PAC is gaining over 1%. So broad-based, it's looking like an amazing day of trade for the equity markets here in India. Let's see what levels we reach, and in fact where we close today, and that could be an indicator as to whether or not we breach new levels in the near term.